from WBNE.
Howdy, yokes. Before we get started today, we want to let you know that this episode of Bacon and Eggs is brought to you by our patrons. But honestly, more important than that, this episode of Bacon and Eggs is dedicated to all of the amazing patrons and listeners of Bacon and Eggs who have been able to celebrate as themselves and enjoy this amazing Pride Month. I feel like this Pride Month hasn't been, like, at least from where I'm sitting, as big and bombastic as previous Pride Months, but even still, I've seen amazing stories come from it. And I'm just super excited for everybody. And I want to let you know that we appreciate you. And this one goes out to you. Howdy, yokes, and welcome back to Bacon and Eggs. I'm Tyler Carlin.
And I'm Ethan Edgehill.
And today we're leaving the ocean.
Or maybe we're just turning into humans.
So jump into a tree.
And win the cup.
Because today we're bringing you
Luca.
Luca was directed by Enrico Casarosa, and it came out on June 18th, 2021, which is 12 days ago as of this recording. We're not clear on the budget. It did have some box office at $11.8 million, 90% critic rating, and 88% audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 71 on Metacritic. Ethan,
Tyler, just go ahead and get it out of the gates real quick. Just let everybody know that you did take like a year of high school Italian or college Italian. Or
I took Italian 101.
Tyler took
twice,
Italian 101 twice
and Italian
in college, right? Yeah.
102 once. And then I just, like, you're supposed to take up to a 200 level. I just didn't do it.
Yeah.
Buongiorno, ragazzo.
So he's convinced, much like the people in Inglourious Basterds, that he can speak Italian.
I am not. Actually, I took 2 years of Spanish in 8th grade and 9th grade, and I know much more Spanish than I do Italian.
Well,
Much. Like,
whose fault is that? I legitimately don't know. Probably yours, maybe your teacher's.
Maybe Miss Dickerson.
Let's blame the
Miss
educators.
Dickerson, but do you
Tyler,
have...
do you have a professional positive review for me here on the Bacon and Eggs?
I don't.
Yeah, I just flipped the script. I got a negative review here from Lowell Lowenstein from Film Week. Sorry, Lyle Lowenstein from Film Week. Lyle, L-A-E-L. Lyle, Lachel Lowenstein from Film Week. And we, us, Lyle says, I struggled to find what was unusual or recommendable for this one. It is B-list Pixar.
Ouch. What do you think of that review, Ethan?
I want you to give me a positive review on the movie Luca.
Max Weiss over at the Baltimore Magazine, which is boring.
You said the Baltimore Magnuson?
Magazine.
Oh, I thought you meant like the hotel.
No, the magazine. Max Weiss over at Baltimore Magazine. I could do one of these other ones that is from...
Nope, just read it. Just read the first one you found out.
All right, Max Weiss. The problem is Baltimore people speak like me. Good morning.
No, they do not.
What do Baltimore people speak like? Give me a Baltimore accent.
People, I can't do the Baltimore accent. The Baltimore accent's crazy. You didn't get the TikTok where the woman was like, "What are you talking about? People from Baltimore don't speak weird. We say Hulu just like everybody else says Hulu."
Luca.
It's like South Philly but weird.
All right. Well, Max Weiss says Luca is a sweet, gentle, sun-kissed film with gentle rhythms and a generous spirit. 3 out of 4. But Charlotte O'Sullivan at the London Evening Standard says Luca basically is great news for film nerds and wonder-starved kids.
Yeah, I'm sure Charlotte O'Sullivan of the London Evening Standard talks exactly like that. Luca's quite fun, isn't it?
It's great fun. Here's the thing
talks
about
like
Luca.
a very angry David Tennant.
Here's
First of all, I have a review here from famous filmmaker Martin Scorsese on the movie Luca, and Martin Scorsese says, "Hey, Luca, it's a movie by Pixar, baby. Come on, what do you want?"
I feel like sometimes we take a little bit to get to like the meat of our thoughts, but I still kind of want to share. I'm going to pull this one right here from Ginny Wren from Discord, 82 out of 100. This is one of Pixar's simpler movies, but I enjoyed this changed. It was easy to digest, and I had a wonderful time with it. It was a simple, feel-good, fun film. The animation was spectacular, I enjoyed the characters and setting, the world building felt a little lacking compared to other Pixar movies, but I didn't mind much. This is the most fun I've had with a Pixar movie since Coco.
And I got a review here from The Wolf with the Yellow Gaze, who says, 91 out of 100, while it's certainly a rather simple story, I thought it was executed wonderfully. And I think a cute, beautiful, and inviting summer film was really just what I needed right now.
I feel that
Tyler,
last part of just what I needed right now.
On a scale of 0 to 100, from an imperfect score to a perfect score, bottom to top, what do you got?
I'm so curious about yours.
Bottom to top, what do you got?
Oh,
On a
84.
0 to
84.
100 is 84.
84.
84. Okay.
Tell me, does 84 feel higher than 85 in some way? Just to, like, I know it's not, but like, does it kind of feel higher than 85 in some way?
Yeah, it feels like intentional. 85 is such a cop-out score.
Right.
Which is weird because I'm literally about to say 75.
So I was in the 70s at first too.
I wasn't in the 70s at first, actually. I was in the 70s at last. I was in the mid 90s at first. The first 30 minutes of this movie, I love. Thoroughly enjoyed. People that are like, the world building was weird. And that's fine. You can feel that way. I don't feel that way. I thought the world building was phenomenal in this movie. I fully was bought into this world where Luca, because it doesn't give you as much stuff, as much meat as some of the other Pixar movies. Where like by the time that what's his name from Coco? Miguel, yeah. When he leaves town to go into the netherworld, right? Like, you know everything about him.
Correct. And all you get for young Luca is that he is a shepherd.
He is a sea shepherd, which I love that so much. That he shepherds the sheepfish to eat when it's safe, when there's no boats, so that they don't get fished. And like that little mythos of like, that's why it's hard to fish, because there are sea shepherds. Like telling the fish not to get hooked.
Yeah.
Like it's such a more, it's a less in your face approach to the Pixar world building. And I thought that was phenomenal. Actually, people are talking about simple. And I think this one really like honestly asks more of you than something like Finding Nemo does, especially at the beginning.
Yeah, I would agree. I loved the first act here as well.
Yeah.
I loved all the stuff under the water. I loved even up to, honestly, I love everything, like everything up until they actually go to town is a different movie.
It gets a little weird after that.
It doesn't get a little weird. I love the like,
Well, it doesn't get weird. It gets
overtly queer imagery they've got going on here. I thought that was fantastic. It just like, I don't care about like the antagonist, so to speak, the 17-year-old that keeps competing in the that keeps competing in this kid's race. I don't like, okay, this keeps happening. Like the fact that we have to go through this whole race thing is like, we have to have a plot because there has to be a plot. But
right.
I just want to live in this world with these characters.
They do the whole race thing, but they still make Luca and Alberto fight over nothing.
Yes, the way that they start fighting to me is it's out of nowhere.
That's when they lost it for me. The third act I think is brilliant and beautiful. I think they start really well and they end really well in this movie. And I was like, oh, this is cute. And then it got to the middle and I was like, what is going on here? And then I went, oh, this is cute. At the end, like,
yes,
I didn't cry at this one.
I don't feel, this is where I think Pixar's like extensive world building could have come in handy, is when suddenly Alberto is like, why are you spending so much time learning about the universe, bro? All you need is me. He goes from this like really sort of carefree, fun, interesting friend to like abusive boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then back to just like fun, carefree friend. It's very weird. It really catches me off guard. Like, I don't know what sort of the subtext is there, that like the first nice person you meet isn't necessarily the nicest person you meet, is like a weird message to send.
I think they've got too many different. They've got too many like, and that's okay stories going on here. Like you've got, Alberto, whose dad ran away, and that's totally fine. You've got Massimo, who was born without an arm, and that's totally fine. And you've got this girl that just wants to be the best bike racer and also be a school nerd, and that's totally fine. And you've got Luca, who wants to be a person and have friends and go to school, and that's totally fine.
Yeah,
so I think they get lost a little bit too much in the, and I don't think this is a problem necessarily, because I know a lot of people like this and found a lot from this movie. But I think they get a little bit stuck in bold declarations of it's okay to be this way. Right. And you need to have those conversations, but I think they're trying to have too many conversations at once without a fully fledged movie.
The theme here with all of our like fleshed out characters is I guess it is okay, but like we are showing you the stories of people who are lonely in different circumstances.
Yeah.
Right? Like Luca has a family. He has parents who very clearly love him, and an uncle who is willing to take him under his wing, who is a loner himself, which is like, listen, I would have removed that entirely. Nothing about that storyline was valuable to me.
No.
You had 84 minutes of movie, so I guess you needed something there.
You needed Sacha Baron Cohen in there playing the weird fish uncle.
Angler fish uncle.
Yeah.
No, but like you've got Luca, who feels lonely and he has parents. You've got Alberto, who is literally lonely, abandoned. You've got what is the girl's name? Julia, who feels lonely because she's in this town full of kids playing all summer and kids competing in this fun race, but nobody likes her. You've got her father, who is, I guess, a divorcee.
I think so. They didn't really say, because they were just like, oh, Luca stays with, not Luca, Julia stays with her mom when she's at school. And I was like,
right. And I think that's fine. I don't think you have to explain that. I think it's just like,
well,
okay.
And that's the thing is, I don't think you have to explain that. But at some point you have to explain something.
Yes.
Right? Like, it doesn't have to be this, right? You can make a movie about two gay people without the point of that movie being that they're gay, right? Like, that's what we're getting toward in fiction, is that like not every gay story has to be a coming out story, right? Not every X story has to be a Y story. But like something has to be a Y story. And they don't have any Y stories in this movie. You get X X X X X X X X Z.
Yes.
Because like Massimo all of a sudden is just like, I know who they are. They're sea monsters.
Yeah, that was not a satisfying end to me at all.
And that's
I was
okay. And I was like,
to me,
you fight sea monsters for a living.
Like all you've ever wanted is to hunt a sea monster,
right?
And that was sort of like so. There's this like the queer community's latched onto this film because I do feel like the whole story is you sit down with someone like Massimo who will love you and care for you and feed you because he doesn't know who you truly are, and if you open up about who you are, then he will try to kill you. And I think that's like a really powerful message.
Yeah.
For kids who are in the closet or whatever. But then like I think I guess the sad reality, and maybe this is sort of like a fantasy that we're watching this film, but the sad reality is like he would find out and he would hunt them at least for a little bit.
Yeah, I do think we're sort of missing something from that story where he. And
it's 84 minutes long. You can give me another 15 minutes of like Massimo actually coming to terms with this.
Right. But at the same time, I do think there's something particularly powerful in the radical acceptance storyline here. It's just like at some point there has to be a like I think this is a wonderful inclusion movie, right? I don't think this is a wonderful story.
I do. Here's what I think.
Like I'm glad this movie exists because again, it's just, and this is what I've heard all year from the queer community is that it is just okay to have stuff be queer and also suck. Not that this movie sucks, right? But like there can be decent movies that are queer coded.
I do think that at some point, somebody who is much better at film analysis than I am is going to make a video essay about why Luca is undisputably the greatest Pixar movie ever made. And
Well,
it
to
will sell
a lot of people
the
it is.
world.
A lot of people it is.
And
Like, it's the same way Coco is to a lot of people, right? Like, there's some movies where, like, you can be like, oh man, Monsters University is my favorite Pixar movie. And somebody can be like, really? Are you
Right.
sure? When
But
somebody
when-
says, like, Coco is my favorite Pixar movie.
it's like, oh,
You
high
can't- you got-
respect for that one.
Yeah, you got to be like, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, totally.
That's
I
valid.
get that, right? Because there's a world where that is true for somebody because it's their first time seeing themselves on screen in an animated movie, their first time X, Y, Z, whatever, the third time, the fifth time, whether
Or just
it's
that they
powerful for them
love
for
it.
some reason. Right, yeah, just because they love it. But, like, you can... Not that you should tell people not to love things, but, like, it's okay to, like, examine the reasons why you love things, but it's not okay to tell somebody, like, oh, you can't love this movie about Mexicans if you're a Mexican, right? Like, that's going to be important for those people always. This will always be important for a certain group of people in a way that
Sea
you
monsters.
and I just aren't sea monsters. It's going to be important for a certain group of people in ways that you and I aren't always going to understand, or it doesn't even matter to us, right? Like,
Right.
if this is your favorite Pixar movie, freaking go for it.
No, I think Luca has
I think you
high
do a lot
potential
worse.
to be like somebody's, like, not even just favorite Pixar movie. Like, this is my favorite movie. I love that I saw it. Like, I think it is pretty enough. It's lighthearted enough. This to me is like when you go into your intro to film class and somebody says Dan in real life. It's like when somebody says Luca, it's like,
Right.
I respect that wholeheartedly. That's a great answer.
Yeah. Well, and I think this is a lot of people have been talking about the parallels between this and Miyazaki and this in different Eastern type animation styles and movie styles. And I do think this is going to usher in an era of animation movies. And I think we're getting toward this with movies like Soul, just for the pretty straightforward setting of it for most of the movie. That, like, we're about to get into an era of animation movies where, like, it's a good movie and not a lot happens. Because, like, there are so many great movies where not a lot happens, right? Like, they don't all have to be Avengers Endgame.
Right.
But to this point, most animated movies are Avengers Endgame. Like, they're more on that side than...
Because if you have a world as big as you can create, as big as you can fathom, why wouldn't you?
Well, I think that we're starting to get out of that, honestly. I think that they're just starting to, like... Where animated movie is starting to be less of a genre and more of a medium.
Yes, I would agree with that. But when I think about something like How to Train Your Dragon 3, it's like, man, how big can we make this world?
Yeah, absolutely. But they're, it's the same with live action movies, right? But, like, we don't have a lot of animated Dan in real lives, right? Like,
Right.
we have a lot of animated Captain America: The First Avengers.
Yeah.
Like pretty high tier, big ol' action movie. Now, there are definitely some that are absolute cut above the rest. You look at something like Into the Spider-Verse, right? That's a whole different...
New York is its own character, man.
That's a whole different bag of fish, right? Like... But this is I think, it's an animated movie where not all that much happens, right? Like, a kid leaves the town, doesn't go on a grand adventure, goes, like, to the town...
Yeah, goes
outside
across
of
the
his
bay.
little cove, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's not Nemo don't leave the reef. It's Nemo don't leave the yard, man. Like,
Right.
Nemo don't go to school, my dude.
Right.
I do love that Disney is just continuing to push this. Disney Pixar is just continuing to push this, like, parents who tell their kids not to do things are wrong narrative.
Yeah, always question authority. I love that. That's a good one.
Not
I
even
think it's
question authority so much as, like, hey parents, stop telling your kids not to dream.
Yeah. I think about that one so much. I think about when we were growing up, we had, like, teachers who would be like, oh, you want to be a professional soccer player? 'Cause soccer's pretty big in our town. They'd be like, well, there's only, I don't know how many teams there are in the MLS, or then 16 professional soccer teams.
Yeah, like 8.
Yeah. 8 professional soccer
Are
teams.
you David
and-
Beckham? Congratulations.
And you're not David
No.
Beckham. You're not going to be coming from. So don't even bother. Don't even bother. It's like, okay, sure, but it's also one of the largest industries on the planet. They play it everywhere. And maybe I
Right.
won't be a professional player, but if my passion is to work in the world of soccer, I bet I could find a job.
Yeah, that's something they don't tell kids enough, is that like there are more than to sports teams than just the people on the field.
Right.
Good God.
You could work
Because
in
that's
sales
still
or
that's
marketing.
still feels like an avenue that is just completely locked to me.
I
Like
agree.
if I
yeah.
wanted to go get a job right now in the NFL, I still feel like I'm not allowed to do that.
But you totally are. You
But I
could go to,
totally am.
You go to the Panthers website or the Washington football team website or the Titans website or Green Bay. And you could, like, if you just wanted to be on payroll for one of those teams, you
Right.
absolutely 100% could.
Yeah.
Because you could bounce games, you could collect tickets. I'm almost certain you could work, you know, sort of the front office, white collar side of things. But if when we were in college, one of our best friends, Hunter Wells,
Yeah.
did the Disney College program.
Yeah.
And he told us, and I think about this all the time because I think at the time I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And now I'm kind of like, well, maybe there's something to that. But he would tell us that he would work for Disney if he had to be a janitor. He just wanted to work at Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
He wanted to be there. He wanted to be a part of the culture. He just wanted to do the thing and exist in that world. And I don't know why I ever had an issue with that. Like, if that's your passion, if that's what you want to do, if you care about this amazing company that treats its guests and employees well, then, and I don't know if they treat their employees well, but then like, do it.
And he did. And he didn't go
did.
back.
No, yeah, he didn't go back. Yeah, he worked on, made candy apples in
Yeah.
in Hollywood studios.
Well, I think a lot of problem with the Disney College program is a lot of people are like, yeah, I would go work even if I'm a janitor. And they join the Disney College program, like, congratulations, you're a janitor.
Yeah.
They're like, I didn't mean it.
I know that you are a junior in college and a major in business.
Yeah.
And you have insane
The Disney College program
qualifications.
is, I mean, I'm not telling anybody not to do it. It's a little bit nuts that they get away
here's-
with that.
Here's what I've learned about the Disney College program, knowing so many people have done it, is it is a crucible. It is apparently awful and terrible, and you make the best friends, and you absolutely love it, and you think you'll know these people for the rest of your life. You probably won't. You'll probably stop being friends with them when they go back to Indiana and you go back to Virginia Tech. But, like, you think that you'll be friends forever.
Yeah. There's nothing better than a short-lived friendship where you think that you're going to be friends with that person till the end of time, right? Like,
Yes.
There's no better 6 weeks of your life than when you make
Yes.
a new best friend for 6 weeks.
Yeah, what are you trying to say, Ethan? You've got other
That I
best
did things
friends?
like be a camp counselor and
Yeah,
experience
no,
this
yeah, I
a
did
lot,
that too.
right? Like you're in the S word with somebody and you're like, we're best friends, man. We lived it together.
We did it.
We did it. And then you never talk to that person again.
Never. You don't even
Brian
know how to bring
Zick,
it
if
up.
you're out there, what's up, man? Miss you. It's been good.
Brian Daniels, if you're out there, I miss you.
I do still talk to some of those people though, and it's been 12 years.
Yeah, but I
Not
don't know.
regular correspondence, but it's still like, I'll hit them
Right.
every now and then and be like, oh my God. Remember that time
I
we're going to
mean-
be best friends?
Are you going to invite them to your wedding?
No.
Yeah. So,
No, I am not. I have too many friends for that.
oh wow, look at you, Mr. Friendly Pants.
I got a bunch of friends, man.
Mr. Friends Pants. Well,
I don't know
hope
what
I'm
to tell
invited.
you.
I
You
hope I'm-
left town. I figured something out when you left town. I just made a bunch of friends, and I'm still friends with most of them.
I have a bunch of friends. I like, oddly enough, I like the people I work with. I always worry that, like, if they left, though, would we still be friends?
Almost certainly not.
Yeah, that makes me so sad, though. Like, I don't know. I'm looking forward to, I guess, like, when my kids do sports and stuff and I have to, like, befriend the other parents. I want to be the parent that, like, is cool with making friends with the other parents. I don't want to be the parent that's like, this is stupid. I hate all of you.
Well, I advise you not to send your kids to live with their creepy, transparent uncle played by Sacha Baron Cohen. Although if you do get the chance to send your kids to temporarily live with Sacha Baron Cohen, they could
I would
probably
not.
do worse.
I don't know if they can. I don't think I would send them to live with Sacha Baron Cohen.
I mean, what would that scenario be like though? Sacha Baron Cohen calls you up and is like, "I would like to babysit your kids."
for
6 weeks.
Like, no, that is a weird request.
That is a weird request, Sacha Baron Cohen.
We can get a
You
beer.
and Isla Fisher can go away.
Yeah. She's in Wedding Crashers, Isla Fisher.
She was in Now You See Me. Isla Fisher was. She's in a lot of things.
Yeah, she was in Now
She
You
was
See
like
Me.
she was a lead in Now You See Me.
She's good in that one. I like that movie.
I like that movie a lot. The sequel's pretty good too, even though I'm the only person in the world that thought so.
I think the sequel, it's got that scene. You ever like get stuck on Facebook and like a Facebook watch rabbit hole of like best movie scenes? This happens to me far too frequently.
No, I don't.
This happens to me.
I get
enough
one
that-
scene per TikTok with them quoting that like, "What's the best 5 seconds in cinema?"
Well, I end up in this rabbit hole every so often, and it'll always be like best scene ever, and it'll have the scene in Now You See Me Too where they pass the card.
That's a good one, man. That's a good scene. That's a good scene.
All the comments would be like, "What's the movie? Can I watch the rest of it?" It's like, how do you not know about this movie, man?
You know, I definitely only get the ones on TikTok. It's like, what's the best 5 seconds in cinema? And Straw Hat Goofy's like, let me tell you about Into the Spider-Verse.
You had that ready to go.
I did.
It's like this though. It's like, let me tell.
Sorry. Let me tell you about for those of you listening. I'm doing the thing with the earpod microphone. He recently broke his and had to go to the Apple Store and buy earpods. Because he was just like, it's my brand, and showed a bunch of fan art of him with the microphone. Go look up Straw Hat Goofy on
He's so
TikTok.
good.
He's so good. He had things to say about Luca.
He has a podcast with I think he does, right? Him and Jay Stoobs do a podcast.
I don't know
They're
who
right
Jay
in the
Stoobs
same
is.
category. She's a content creator. I don't know what else to tell you. She's a mom. She's very good. A lot of hot takes. Big Hawkeye fan. I think a big Daredevil fan. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Big
I mean,
disabled Marvel comic stan.
yeah.
Yeah, so we got a lot of representation here, man, in this movie. Like Massimo doesn't have an arm. He's missing
got
an arm. Just
bunch
lives
of
his whole life
Italians.
not just chilling with a bunch of knives, and it's just like, yeah, sea monster ate it. And then like, what? And he's like, no, I was born this way.
I love that. I do think we need more of that. Of just like, I was born without an arm.
Yeah, and this movie does that. Again, I don't want to say it's too much because like those conversations do constantly matter. They are constantly important. But this movie does that a lot, I think, to its overall detriment.
So I guess here's the criticism to what you're saying is I feel like the film is making the assertion that like everyone you meet is flawed in some way that they cannot control.
Yeah.
And flawed
That's
might
totally
be
fine.
even the wrong word, but like everyone you meet is unique and different in a way that if you weren't them, you may think was a detriment or a flaw or a handicap.
I have no issues with the assertions this movie is making. I have issues with the fact that they kind of forgot to tell us a story.
Yeah.
It's just like,
there's got to be a scene missing where Alberto first gets upset that like
about
Julia and Luca getting close.
Right, because he doesn't have anybody else. Alberto just has Luca. He's met somebody new for the first time in God knows how many days. You know, and after his dad left, he has a friend all of a sudden, and he's afraid to lose that friend. And that's a totally valid way to feel. Like, it's not a good way to feel, and you need to get over it and figure out the problem. But, like, a lot of people feel like that. When you see your close friend making a new friend, it can definitely be like, oh, man, I gotta stake my territory, my friend territory here, right? Like, and that's a bad thing to have happen, but it's the thing that happens, especially with young guys.
I've definitely done that.
Yeah, where we need to have these conversations. I don't have any problem with the movie having this conversation. It does feel like there's a scene or two missing where there's an impetus for that because all of a sudden he's mad.
Yeah, and it just goes 0 to 60. There's no like if there was even like a 10-second montage of like 3 or 4 days going by where Julia and Luca are hanging out and studying and reading books together, and at the same time we pan to Alberto and Massimo in the boat and he's kind of getting like lonely, and he doesn't feel like he knows how to talk to Massimo, and he's like, I don't know what to do. Then, and you see him looking off and seeing them together. Then I think you can build this like they're forming this friendship without me.
We do get that scene for one day where Massimo's like, "Hey, I need your help," and Alberto goes and helps him. But then like Alberto comes back and it's just like, "Oh, hey guys,
right?
Where you been?"
Learning about the stars.
And Luca's like, "I want to go to school. They're not fish, they're stars." And Alberto's just like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They're not fish? What do you mean they're not fish?
They're fish.
What do you mean they're not fish?" And he's so upset all of a sudden, and I'm just like, where did this come from? Like, I get what's going on here, Alberto. Like, I understand what you're talking about. You don't want Luca to go to school, because if Luca doesn't go to school, he doesn't build the Vespa with you, and you don't go across the country. And then when he sells the Vespa to buy Luca the train ticket to go to Genoa, that's a good scene, right? It's a good ending.
Yeah.
When Massimo's just fantastic. Like, oh, I know who these are. These are my boys. These are the ragazzi, right? That's a good scene. Like, I get that we wanted to have more happen with him, but it's still a good scene, right? I enjoy it.
I did think it was weird. They make such a point to note that, like, Alberto and Luca have last names. And yeah. And then at the end when Massimo's like, I know these boys. It's Luca and Alberto. Yeah. I was like, oh, man.
Alberto Scarfano.
Yeah, Scarfano. I wanted you to use their last names. Here you are not using them.
And then the two old ladies were sea monsters the whole time.
Oh, they were?
Yeah. In the last scene when it's like rain, or not the last scene, but when it's like raining and they pan to like the whole city and everybody's cool with sea monsters now, you see the two old ladies that were sea monsters the whole time.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
They live among you kind of thing. Like,
right.
They're saying a lot with this movie, and they're saying a lot of good things with this movie. I don't want to take any of that away from anybody. If you watch this movie again and you're like, this is rad, God bless you.
I will say so. A young child thinks the colors in this movie are very pretty. So we've had it on multiple times, but I did not sit down and watch it cover to cover until today. Prior to that, I'd seen most of the beginning and most of the ending, but not like the bulk, the meat.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those Pixar movies that if I still watched TV and it was like on TV, I'd be like, oh yeah, put Luca on.
Luca,
sure.
Yeah, we watch Luca.
It's got a good score. Yeah.
Does it have a good score?
Yeah, it's got very chill kind of like, they did a good job with this one. It's not, it's not John Williams, it's not Hans Zimmer, but it's just like some cool like Italian kind of sounding music, just like chill. Like you'd put it on to like study. I thought it did great. I thought it underscored the movie greatly. Again, I think this is a brilliant piece of animation here, because this is an animated movie where not a lot happens. Kid goes to town, gets in a bike race. I love a movie about an Italian kid getting in a bike race. Tell you that much. Breaking Away, fantastic movie.
Calamari by Your Name.
Calamari by Your Name. The New York Times wrote that in a headline. And like that person typed that up and looked at themselves in the mirror and went, I'm the man. I rule.
I have a question, Ethan. What has Tom Holland done to this world?
What do you mean?
Because our boy Luca,
yeah,
was designed to look like Tom Holland. Ian Lightfoot was Tom Holland. Yeah. Spider-Man
is also Tom Holland. The answer to what you're asking is Tom Holland has been in movies.
Right, but I mean, like, I feel like this little boyish charm that they have to Luca is, like, born from Tom Holland.
No, I just think he's the current, like, popular male actor that's not Timothée Chalamet.
I know. And
that isn't, like, dark and brooding.
Couldn't lay it on that thick and be like, this is the Timothée Chalamet sea monster.
Right, this is the Timothée Chalamet sea monster, and this sea monster eats other sea monsters. This sea monster's in jail for being a cannibal.
Is that what Armie Hammer's in jail for?
I don't think he's in jail, but yeah, he's like a cannibal. Like he is like tried to eat women.
Gross.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing, It Didn't Call Me by Your Name, not super great either, right? I mean, that's a fiction, but like,
I mean, I get that we're trying to, like, this is a kid's movie, though. We can't relate these things. I can't say Army Hammer, bleepity, 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 bleep, bleep, bleepity, bleep, Fortnite in this episode, right? Because this is a kid's movie.
All I'm saying is if you liked this movie and you want something like it, pick up Call Me By Your Name.
Don't watch Call Me By Your Name. Okay, is it gay? Yes. Does it slap? Yes. They're not the same thing, though.
The settings are very similar.
The settings are very similar. The music's very similar. The characters are very similar. The bicycles are very similar. What I would love to live in an Italian seaside town and own a Vespa.
They're not. The Vespa. The fact that like
hold on, they're not what? Name? They're not what? You said they're not.
They're not real, right? Those towns.
Yo, they absolutely are.
No,
absolutely are. Because they got them all over Europe. You watch the Tour de France, they're like, "This is the village of Pas-de-Léon," and I'm like, "It's a movie there. It's still 1794 there." Like,
where do they park?
They don't. They ride bicycles. They drive Citroen Saxo 2x2s. Like, tiny cars. You could fit
Ford
a smart car in the back of
Anglia.
your Lexus. And that's the biggest car they have in Europe.
The Lexus?
No, the smart car.
I was like, Lexus is
in continental village Europe, people aren't driving, Ford F-150, F-250.
Can you imagine? No, I know.
They're
that's
not
so
like,
weird.
Ciao ragazzi, this is my Ford F-150.
I just can't imagine. Like I could understand not having a car. I can't understand not knowing anyone who has a Ford F-150.
I mean, yeah, because we live in America where everything's really far away.
And big.
Yeah. I had to explain to Beth Regals recently that like I live as far away as she does from like London. It's like that's the nearest major city to us is like halfway across the country for them.
You live far enough away,
we live as far away from like DC as she does from London, and that's like 60% of England.
Oh, dang.
And that's like the nearest like hub.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about trains and like how trains don't go everywhere, and it's not possible for trains to go everywhere in America because there's too many everywheres.
Not yet.
No, it's never even yet. It's never gonna be. You're never gonna be able to get the train. You're not gonna be able to get the Hyperloop in Floyd, right? like you're not gonna go to Floyd and catch the bullet train across America. It's not gonna happen. America's too big. Rail travel never got that big in America because we advanced too quickly from the time that we got passenger train to the time that we got airplane.
Yeah. Also, you can't fly into Floyd. You know that, right?
Between Los Angeles and the airplane was not long enough for there to have been trains the way they have them in Europe.
You can take an Amtrak from DC to Los Angeles.
Sure,
right?
You can. It takes 3 days.
I want the Hyperloop. I want to get to LA today without an airplane.
I mean, I don't think even with the Hyperloop that's feasible.
Really?
Yeah. I think it would take a day, I believe, was the...
No way. Let's say, what does it go, 200 miles an hour?
Yeah, the current train goes like 90.
Hold on. Where are we going? From Washington, D.C. to Los Angeles. Oh, I want to drive. Here we go.
Yeah, you're going to take the...
take I-40.
Capital Limited up to Chicago and take the...
no.
Southwest Chief.
Oh, you talking about trains?
Yeah.
No, I'm in a car. You're going to take I-40 down through 81, I guess, through to get to I-40 in Tennessee, and then you take that all the way.
Yeah.
66 to 81 to 40, and then I don't know where you get off here. But anyway, 39 hours straight, 2,670 miles. Okay. How many 200s are in 2,670? That's a division problem, right?
Yeah. A bunch. Almost.
Take you 13.35 hours. Boom.
I don't think that's possible.
At 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible.
But
it's also not going to happen. The Hyperloop's not going to happen. The speed rail system.
Oh, shoot. Oh, you can get there in like 3 hours. The Hyperloop's 760 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's not going to happen though. They've already said like this isn't real. Like,
can you imagine?
They're just not going to do it. You're just going to fly in airplanes.
Wouldn't you get there in the past?
No.
I mean, not like the actual past, but wouldn't you like leave at noon and get there at like 11:30?
How long did you say?
It's 760 miles an hour. Let's assume the same trip, 2670, which it wouldn't be. It'd be more straight shoot. But let's just assume 2670 divided by 760. It'd take you 3.5 hours.
So you get there.
You get there
at 12:30
after you left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem is, you still got to take the 5-hour Amtrak from Roanoke to DC. Yeah. That's the problem. That's what I'm talking about, though. It's like, yes, if you live in Washington, D.C., and you need to go to Los Angeles, yeah, it's going to be great to have the Hyperloop, sure. But you know what else you could do? You could take the Metro, and you can go to Reagan and fly to LAX.
How long does that take?
5 hours?
What is Reagan? Not IAD. DCA.
DCA.
To LAX.
I mean, LAX to Dulles is 5 hours.
It's
5.5 hours.
$84 to fly to LAX.
That's what I'm saying. Is they're not going to be able to do it for cheaper than that.
It's 5 hours and 38 minutes.
The hard part of flying is getting you from Roanoke to somewhere you can go to the rest of the world.
Yeah, but I can get to DCA. That's easy enough. I can get to...
But it's not. It's 4 of God's, maybe more than that, in a car. It's 4 hours in a car. It's 5 hours into Union Station and then 20 minutes on the Metro.
You're talking about 5 hours from here to Union Station.
On the train, yeah.
I'd go to Fairfax and just get on the Metro from there.
Okay. There's not a train station in Fairfax.
Yeah, there is. There's a train station in Burke.
Not from here.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
There might be VIR in Burke. And if there is a Northeast Regional, it's the Newport News line.
Oh.
There's Alexandria.
I guess I was thinking I could drive.
But, okay, so you can get, well, that's what I said, is you're going to be 4 hours in the car to drive up to Dulles, or to DCA, and park your car at DCA. And this is the problem that you're seeing, though, is like, you have to pay $10,000 a year, whatever, to $5,000 a year to own a vehicle, or you got to buy a car, and then you got to keep a car somewhere, and you got to get in that car, put gas in the car, drive to the airport, fly across the country. Like, yes, you could do it on a train, but like, it's still not easy. If you're like,
so
I can get to DCA,
because
you know what's easier? You know what's easier than driving 4 hours to DCA is going to Roanoke International Airport, Regional Airport,
flying to DCA.
And flying to DCA.
I don't think could you? They don't fly there.
No, they fly to Dulles. If you want to fly to DCA, you have to fly to Charlotte first.
Yeah. I just fly from Charlotte to LA.
Correct. Yes, but that's what I'm saying is the hard part is getting you from Floyd to Charlotte.
All right, let's fly our way to LAX. With a connecting flight, it's going to be 7 hours and 7 minutes. So if we leave at noon, we'll get there at 4:07. On American for $433, which is a lot.
Yeah. Compared to the $88.
How long are we going to be there? 9 days. So then overnight parking at Roanoke is like what, $9 a day?
I mean, if you're going to your regional airport, you would just get somebody to take you to the airport.
I guess so, yeah. Okay, so we have to leave at 5 a.m., get there at 9:32 a.m., and then we can do a whole day in Los Angeles. And now let's get our Airbnb.
What does this have anything to do with train track? It doesn't.
Los Angeles. We're going to add our dates. According to this, we're going from Sunday the 15th of August.
Are you just planning us a trip to Los Angeles right now?
I definitely don't have the time off to do this, but we're going to find out what it would cost us.
Why?
This is a Sunday to Tuesday. Not Sunday like to the upcoming Tuesday, like Sunday to the following Tuesday.
Say, why was that your default?
I don't know. It's just what.
Tyler,
So
what
Airbnb.
What point are you trying to make here?
All I'm trying to say, I want to know how much it's going to cost you and I.
But why?
Because I just want to know.
Okay.
I need a round trip, baby.
Wait, that was $400 one way?
No, sorry, $433 round trip.
Okay.
So hold on. So we got to multiply that by 2. 433 times 2, and then we've got. I'm gonna get us a. This is a 1-bedroom. We actually do need 2 bedrooms because there are 2 of us. 2 guests, 2 bedrooms, $131 a night. Here you go, $120 a night. 94 a night? No, 2 guests, 1 bedroom.
I'm not saying 94 a night in Los Angeles.
Well, I don't think we're in Los Angeles. Oh, we are.
Exactly.
$120 a night.
That's how you get to the Cecil Hotel where they kill people on the roof.
Well, this is an Airbnb. It looks very nice. It's got a super host.
Okay.
So we're there for what, 9 nights?
What is happening here?
$1,316.
You have firmly and truly missed the point somewhere.
And then how much would it cost to eat? How much? What's a LA restaurant? Famous LA restaurant.
The Brown Derby.
Brown Derby?
Yeah, I mean, that's, I think, like an expensive place, maybe. I don't know. They talk about it in like old Hollywood pictures.
The Hollywood Brown Derby. It's a $2 sign.
Maybe it used to be nicer.
Oh, this is at Walt Disney World.
Ah. That's in Florida. We could go to Disneyland. That's in Anaheim.
I need a restaurant in Los Angeles, Ethan.
I've never been to Los Angeles. I've flown to LAX once. Go to In-N-Out.
Restaurants near Los Angeles. Okay.
Go to Del Taco.
Bestia. This is Italian. Hey!
Okay. What is the point that you're making here, sir?
Oh, we're going to take the average menu price and
Okay.
then just multiply that by 27 times 2. Give us an idea of if we eat 3 meals a day, every day at an Italian restaurant, what it would cost.
We would gain 45 pounds each.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I believe it.
$24 for the yogurt peachy. I don't want that. I want the green garbanzo agnolotti. If anybody's in Los Angeles and wants to go get this meal to let me know how it is, I'm going to eat it 27 times. So remember this, 2,182. 23 times 27. Okay, that's less than I thought. So $621. We're going to budget about $700 for food for each of us. So we're going to go 700 plus 714 plus 2182. We're looking at $3,600 so far,
Okay.
all in.
Okay.
And then I would say, what do you think, like $500 for Ubers? And because like Los Angeles, an Uber can't be cheap in Los Angeles,
No,
right?
yeah, and there's no public transport.
But we have to go everywhere together to save on
Yeah.
Uber. So only one $500 charge for Uber. What else? What other expenses are there when
Doing
people are on
stuff.
vacation? Well, we're eating. We're eating Italian food for every meal. The same restaurant. Doing stuff. That's what makes Los Angeles great. It's like it doesn't cost things to go see the Hollywood sign or the Hollywood Boulevard, right? What do you even want to do in Hollywood?
The point I was trying to make here is that there's no way they're going to get the Hyperloop to DC, from DC to Los Angeles, cheaper than $88.
You may be onto something.
That was the point I was making 25 minutes ago.
Here's what I'm trying to say. For the low price of $2,041, you and I can go to Los Angeles for 9 full days.
And die of Italian food poisoning.
Okay, it was to give you a litmus test for what does a meal cost.
Die of blood marinara levels.
Listen, we live in the South. You could certainly do worse than Los Angeles Italian food.
I'm sure.
At a freaking Cracker Barrel.
Yeah,
How
but
much does it cost?
You also don't eat Cracker Barrel 27 times in 9 days.
Hold on. But like it's $23 a plate here at our Italian restaurant. How much would it cost to get freaking, what do they call it? What's that plate? Southern fried chicken. Shut up. I hate this stupid restaurant.
You talking about like Mama's Big Breakfast or whatever?
Yeah, you know the one. I hate
like
Cracker
$12.
Barrel. This is my least favorite restaurant in the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know why? Because I'm sorry, James. I know you're listening, and you are a 3-star Cracker Barrel general. It's not good. Is the problem?
It does suck. Cracker Barrel is the worst.
It tastes bad.
Anyway, you had a thing you wanted to do during this episode, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I was so there is a Twitter account called Out of Context Bacon and Eggs that just tweets out like random quotes from the show, and it is 1 year old as of the release of this episode. And so I contacted Kayla, who runs the account, and I said, "Hey, I want to play a game. Can you send me over some out of context quotes and then give me like the episode and who said them, and then we'll play a game trying to guess who said what?" Okay. And I didn't tell you that we were doing this, so Kayla just like sent you a message with a whole bunch of stuff in it.
Yep. I got a message that said, "Per Tyler's request, here are your quotes." Which was the greatest thing to receive.
So here's my game.
So you have a list of quotes that were said by one of us, and who
I
said
know who
them
said
and
it
what
and
episode.
what episode.
Yeah. Okay. I have the same thing.
But they're different quotes, I believe.
I would assume so.
Some of these are so good.
It's like
it's like a weekly reminder that I'm like, oh, our show is funny.
Yeah.
And this is tooting my own horn 110%. But let me tell you something, listener. When it goes out into the world, it's gone.
It's gone from my brain. I am looking at things that I said and laughing out loud at myself. Now, some of these are going to be extremely obvious to you and I that I think may not be obvious to the listener.
So here's what I was thinking.
would know who said some of these things entirely based on
the timbre gets a lot of them.
The timbre gets a lot of it, right?
So here's what I was thinking, Ethan. We're going to do 10 of them. We'll do my list, or we can do 5 from mine and 5 from yours, or whatever. And then we'll do the other 10
at the
during
end.
the hash browns.
Oh, during the hash browns. Okay. Anyway, so we're doing this to celebrate a year of Bacon and Eggs Out of Context. If you want to follow that account, let me get you I'll put it in the description for sure.
Hilarious.
But let me get the actual
This is my own horn, and I am tooting it. In fact, I can go get my horn.
It's just out of context B and E. Like B is in Barry, N is in Nancy, E is in elephant.
E is an echo, Ethan.
It's also not Barry and Nancy. It's B is in Bravo, N is in November.
November. I feel like November has a lot of Ovember and not a lot of
Not a lot of in
it. I also have this travel trivia right here while we're talking about our $4,000 trip to Los Angeles.
Okay. So do you want to start? You want to start?
I want to say something real quick about our trip to LA.
Okay.
We budgeted, what was it, $2,000 a person to pay for like the flight, everything. I would easily spend $500 at the airport on like a Popeye's chicken sandwich as soon as we landed. I mean, we were there for 7 hours. I'm so hungry.
No,
I just
you wouldn't be in the
Popeye's
air for
chicken
7 hours.
sandwich.
We're flying from Roanoke to LAX. There's got to be a
connection. Oh,
connection.
Right. Where are we connecting?
You would spend $12 on a like Jersey Mike's 4-inch sub at Charlotte.
Yes. Yes. In Charlotte. Yeah. One stop in Charlotte. Yeah. I would get to Charlotte and there would be, I'm thinking
Whiskey
of
River Barbecue is where we go.
I'm thinking of Atlanta. There's this like tequila bar that you can go to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would spend, that would be most of our budget would be Tyler blew his money at the tequila bar.
I've spent a lot of money
at
on
CLT.
I've spent a lot of money. There's a like.
Screw that. No, we gotta get there 5 a.m. No, 9:37 a.m. We gotta get there like 6 a.m. I would spend money at McAllister's at Roanoke.
No, I would wait till I got off the plane and get like Bloody Marys at like Captain Jack's Bloody Mary bar in the regional terminal.
Which is fun. I travel for work all the time, and when I travel for work, I don't want to spend their money at all for whatever reason. And I do very well. I know I'm doing it wrong.
You're probably their favorite salesperson.
I get to whatever city they're in, and I'm like, I represent Kentucky, so I get to whatever city I'm in, and I'll go to like a KFC and get something off their like value menu.
Nice. Anyway, give me a quote.
All right, so we're doing mine.
Yeah, let's do 5 of yours and 5 of mine.
Okay. Here's the quote.
Okay.
We could subtitle this "Bacon and Eggs." Sure. The Goonies podcast.
That's got to be me. Has to be.
Why does that have to be you?
Because I just think that's the timbre, right? That sounds like me. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. It is you.
I have
Do you
no
have any
idea what episode. Not a
it is?
clue.
It had a guest.
It had a guest. High School Musical.
No.
2.
No. You're closer with the 2.
Closer with the 2.
Yes. This is a quote. This is like a
Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
That is 4. People who quote Bacon and Eggs refer to these episodes a lot.
The Lego Movie 2, the second part.
No.
I have no idea.
National Treasure Book of Secrets.
National Treasure 2, Book of Secrets. Why was I hating on the Goonies?
Because
I know I hate the Goonies, but I'm wondering why I was hating on the Goonies in that context.
we had Maria with us, right?
Yeah. Does Maria love the
So
Goonies?
surely- I don't know if Maria loves the Goonies. I know that like when I talk to other people who were children when we were children, the Goonies comes up often.
That's fair. Okay. My first quote says, "Not like Captain America. Now that's a Mary Sue."
Not like Captain America. Now that's a Mary Sue. See, I can totally hear me saying this. But I can also hear you I think this is me.
It is you. Do you have any idea?
Is it a Marvel movie?
It is not a Marvel movie.
Is it a movie Chris Evans is in?
No. We were talking about Mary Sue's, I think, not about Captain America.
Is it a superhero movie?
No.
What movies have Mary Sue's but don't have superheroes or Chris Evans in them? Oh my God, what movies have we covered?
Who said it's a movie?
Ooh.
Some of these are from
Ooh.
Monday shows. Some of these are from other episodes. Some of these are from brunches.
Oh, you're right. God,
Yeah.
That's a Mary Sue.
It is something where we cover a specific piece of media. I'll tell you that much.
Is it The Mandalorian?
It is not.
Oh, I got no idea then.
It is the Game of Thrones episode. Talking about Arya Stark, I believe.
Yes. Yes. All right.
What's your next one?
We got to talk about Matt Damon.
I think that's also me.
Do you know when?
We got to talk about Matt Damon. Not we forgot to talk about Matt Damon.
No, we got to talk about Matt
Damon.
Damon.
Boy, howdy. What is a movie that Matt Damon is barely in? I don't know. Should this
You
be
gotta
obvious?
give me something. You
Should
gotta
this
give
be
me a
obvious?
guess. Yeah, it should.
Okay. I mean, Ocean's 11.
No.
No.
I thought that's what you were gonna guess
Interstellar.
there. No.
Matt Damon movies. What is it? I have no idea.
It is the Thor Ragnarok brunch.
That's early.
That's way early. That is way early.
Okay. This is a quote that says, "They've got Sigourney Weaver doing the Sigourney Weaver thing."
Okay. Sigourney Weaver movies. Finding Dory?
You're picking the movie first?
I think so.
It is not Finding Dory.
Is it Avatar?
It is Avatar. I don't think we've covered Finding Dory.
Then it's you.
It is me.
I was not.
You were
in
not on the
episode.
Avatar episode.
I nailed that one. I'm pretty proud of that because I haven't even heard that episode. That was you and Isaac.
So do mix these up a little bit because mine are in 1-2 order. Like you then
Mine
me.
are not.
Okay.
But
Then don't mix them up.
okay. All right, you ready?
Oh, mine aren't either. Never mind. Just some of them. Yeah.
I don't mind spoiling it for you, listener, but the spoilers don't matter
That's you.
because I said listener.
Yeah, just the cadence. The cadence is there. That's 100% you. The spoilers
Wait,
don't
say
matter.
it like me then. Hold on, say it like me. What do I say? Hey, gabagool, hey.
No, it's just that like the cadence reads like a thing you would say. Like I wouldn't say I don't mind spoiling for you, listener. Like that just wouldn't come out of my mouth. What movie did we spoil that the spoilers don't? What movie did we cover the spoilers don't matter?
A lot of movies. There was like a theme we had for a long time where we would say the spoilers don't matter.
Is this recent?
No.
Okay, then I have no clue. Not even the first guess. Spoilers don't matter. Toy Story 2.
No.
No idea.
Spoilers do matter. There's the Prospector.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about the movie at all.
No,
Spoilers don't
Scott
matter.
Pilgrim versus the World.
That's true. Yeah, the spoilers don't matter.
No, yeah, the movie is about like enjoying the whole audiovisual experience. Is that Edgar Wright?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. This one just says, I always forget about Hail Caesar.
I always forget about Hail Caesar. That's me
It is you.
because I do always forget about
You
Hail
always
Caesar.
do forget about Hail Caesar. When did you say this?
Oh my God. This is, I think it was early.
It's not recent.
I want to say like year 2-ish.
It is year 2-ish. I believe. Maybe year 1-ish.
Yeah. Well, if it's after Marvel year 1, like, was it really year
Yeah.
1? Shoot.
Shoot.
It's not going to be any of these because these are all going to be. He's not going to, or they're not going to have grabbed multiple from the same. Oh my gosh. I always forget about Hail Caesar. Is it a movie Channing Tatum is in?
Yes. I think so.
Okay. That's progress. You think so with Channing Tatum. That makes it harder. I can't think. Now I'm like, okay, I got that. What movies have we covered with Channing Tatum in them?
I wouldn't say that Channing Tatum is like a lead in this movie.
Okay.
I'm relatively certain that he's in it. He is in it. Yeah, he's for sure in it.
Channing Tatum is for sure in it. As like a live action actor or as a voice?
As a voice.
As a voice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Channing Tatum, voice actor. This doesn't help me at all.
That was not helpful.
That was
Turns
opposite
out.
of helpful. Channing Tatum, voice actor. He's not in Shrek. Or any of those. How to Train Your Dragon.
No. Channing Tatum was not in How to Train Your Dragon.
He's never done. Is it Pixar?
No.
Okay, I was like, he hasn't done Pixar.
Just make a guess.
Channing Tatum. Oh God. God help me. Is there a clue nearby? Do I have a poster of this movie in my room?
I don't think so. This is a good episode for sure.
The Lego Movie.
Yes, the Lego Movie.
There we go.
Channing Tatum is like Superman or something.
Yes. It's a very small part. It's him and Jonah Hill like showed up for like one day.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. What do you got?
Oh, how many have we done? 1, 2, 3.
I've done 3, yeah.
If I drew, no, I'm sorry. if Idris Elba can't be James Bond, like they just won't cast him. Can he be Austin Powers?
I think this is you.
Okay.
I don't think I would have said that. Maybe I did, but I don't think I would have said that.
I did say this.
Okay. I have maybe Goldfinger, I guess.
No.
No, then I have no clue.
This is a episode with a guest, I think.
Okay. That's not helpful in any way.
I think with a guest. This was a Marvel movie.
It was a Marvel movie. Okay. So it's Thor: The Dark World.
No. Interestingly enough, Idris Elba's not in this movie.
Ah. Okay. So it's Black Panther.
No.
No, I have no idea.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Okay.
All right. I think I'm ready.
For your next one?
Yeah.
We pulled the head off a pickaxe and stuck it in this GameCube.
I said this.
You did not.
No?
I said this.
That's true. I had a katana that night.
Yeah.
I had a katana in hand.
You did.
You had a pickaxe.
I sure did.
That's Empire Strikes Back.
No, it's not.
Really?
Yeah.
Who did we talk to about destroying
It's
the
not with a
GameCube?
guest.
Oh. What?
Yeah.
Okay. Sidestep. What movies did I watch with Mike Metter?
I don't think you're going to get this one. I mean, if you haven't already gotten it, you're not going to get this one because I don't think you would know this episode exists.
Was I not in it?
No, you were, but I just don't think you're thinking about it correctly, and I don't know how to tell you to think about it correctly without being like it's this thing.
I have no idea.
It is our Sunday brunch about childhood stories.
Oh yeah, that would have been tough.
Yeah, like if you don't remember that we did that 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago.
You know, it's so funny. It didn't come up so much this time when we did the listener survey, but in previous listener surveys, people would always be like, "Oh, I loved that episode. Do more like that," and we just didn't.
Yeah, we just didn't. You got another one? You got one more?
I don't have any other stories from my childhood.
You got one more?
We broke a GameCube one time. Is my whole.
We
childhood.
broke a GameCube one time. That was it.
That was my whole childhood.
Should be your last one, I think.
Yeah, I know. Okay. I just typed in how many books does it take, thinking it would come up with to be a New York Times bestseller. Number one answer, how many books does it take to fill a backpack?
This is me.
This is you.
This is me. I don't know when.
I thought this was recently, and it was not.
No, we were talking about, this had to be like Venom.
No, Venom is a sacred episode.
I know, but it's got to be around that time period, I feel like.
It is around that time period.
Toy Story 1.
No.
I don't remember what else we did that area. So
I don't know.
It was after because I was thinking about Hank Green's book at that point. I remember thinking this. I have no
Do you
idea.
want to know? Is Jumanji the next level?
Ah, that movie kind of sucked.
Wasn't as good as the first one.
How
First
many
one
books does it
slapped.
take? Cool. I got one more for you, and then we'll do the rest of these in a hash brown. And this, I think you're going to get this one straight off. But this quote is, "They closed the philosophy factories like 2,000 years ago."
That's me.
It's absolutely you.
That's like a go-to joke.
Yes, it absolutely is. When did you say it?
I've said it like 100 times.
Not on the show. I don't think you have.
I know, but you know what's funny is in my professional career, people will love to talk to me in my job where I have great benefits and a good salary and be like, "What are you going to do with a philosophy degree?" And I'll be like, "I'm at work right now."
At work with you, with your sales degree.
No, I'm talking to like a client.
Oh.
Like, one, that's super rude.
So when did you
Two,
say this?
God. Was it with a guest?
It was with a
I
guest.
had to have been. I wouldn't have just said this
It
to you.
was with a guest.
God. John Negroni was the guest.
No.
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 Okay. Someone I talked to about college. We talked college with Beth Riekels.
It's not Beth Riekels.
Because I was like, Beth, you know how far away Harvard is from Los Angeles?
It's not Beth Riekels.
Okay. Wasn't Beth. I taught college with Mary Clay Watt.
Nope. It is no episode that Mary Clay Watt's been on.
I taught college with Seamus?
Nope.
Jonathan?
Nope. Jonathan?
Adel Rafai.
It is Adel Rafai.
Okay.
It is.
Yes.
It is Bill and
'Cause
Ted's
that's like
Excellent
a
Adventure.
go-to good joke.
Adel Rafai. Yeah. I
would've
believe
wanted
that
to
was before he
impress
told me my
Adel.
dad sucked butts. Like right before.
Oh, no.
He was so apologetic though, so it's all
Yeah.
good. He was just like, "Oh my god." I said that.
But now
was like,
I can't remember what movie we covered with Adel Rafai.
Bill and
Crap.
Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Excellent
I said
Adventure.
it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's finish up talking about Luca.
Yeah,
That was a fun game. Thank you so much to the Out of Context B&E account. Thank you to Kayla for putting that together for us and for doing the Lord's work every day and making us sound funny out of context.
It makes me laugh, and I never have any context for what we said.
Like,
So.
just if you're ever thinking, why do I do this account? It makes us laugh all the time. We talk about it together.
All the time.
All the time.
Also, listen, there's not a ton of people that listen to this show, but if you were like, I want to get into the world of fan art, this is my, Late to the Party gets fan art, Bacon and Eggs deserves fan art.
Bacon and Eggs doesn't get a whole ton of fan art. We never really have.
I'm just saying.
Even now that we're on
know.
video and people look at us every week, we don't get a lot of fan art. So if you want to draw us or something related to us or what you
This
think
is
we
like
look
the most
like,
self-serving thing in the world, but it validates
it would make
what I do
us
so much.
happy.
It would make me happy. And you know what? I'm just going to tell you that it would make me happy. And here you go.
Lovely.
You're welcome. Yeah. There's a lot of finger guns there.
A lot of finger guns. So Luca.
Let's talk big board.
Luca Doncic. Whoa. I don't think we're quite ready to talk big board.
Oh. I take it back. Forget the big board.
Well, we're only at an hour and 16
didn't you want
minutes.
to talk big board about last week?
Yeah, I would like to strike to remove Inside from the big board.
Like entirely?
It's not a movie.
It is a movie.
It's not a movie.
Oh, I disagree with you there. It definitely is a movie.
If anything, a documentary.
No, it's a movie.
It's not.
It's got a narrative.
It doesn't. It's not fiction.
I think it's kind of fictionalized.
It's not fiction. It's not any different than any other stand-up special.
It's absolutely different than any other stand-up special.
Well, okay, yes, it is, but it's the same. It's not a movie. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm saying that that's like being like the best book ever written is this Audible original audio play. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a movie. I get you're gonna be like, oh, it absolutely is. Yeah, but it's not what we here at Bacon and Eggs and Movie Lovers podcast would call a movie.
So where does it go?
Because then, next week we're gonna cover Sherlock season 1, episode 1, A Study in Pink, and that's the best movie ever made because you can't fault it in any way whatsoever.
Here's my proposal to you, Ethan.
Okay.
I think to take it out of discussion of the board entirely is unfair to the spirit of the quality of the film. And I think if we did, we create a subset for honorable mention for top 10.
Sure.
Where it would be a top 10 film if we were counting it as a film. But I see now that we come into a little bit of a problem in that Loki episode 2 and some of the early episodes of WandaVision. I guess we didn't do WandaVision. Some of the episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier would qualify for that honorable mention. but I don't think they do because they're TV shows.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, then so is this.
Luca?
No. Well, yes, actually, but
Luca is not a movie, by the way. It was a short. Somebody was like, hey, you gonna tack on another 30 minutes to that bad boy? Put a bike race in there?
this is not what I would, in the traditional sense of a movie, call a movie. And I don't like, everybody's like, oh, there's not really a category for it, and that's fine. But nobody is like, that category is movie.
Hi, Emily.
Hello.
Listen.
Also, here's my thing. Anything that goes number one on the board, I get a say in when it goes number one on the board. And you have specifically told me not to watch it.
I say watch it when you're ready.
And then we can revisit that conversation of whether or not it should be a movie.
All right, for now, I'm putting it as a bold, honorable mention at the bottom of the screen. And I'm going to move. It's a wonderful. I'm going to make sure it gets its score because it does.
It does, yeah. But if we start covering, becoming a mixed media show to the point where we rate the TV show episodes and everything else we do against the movie, but like for a long time we didn't even put freaking Christmas shows in there.
Huh? Where's Luca? We haven't done that yet. All right, so I've preserved that score, and now we're going to move It's a Wonderful Life back up into its spot at number 1. Oops.
Oops.
Oops. Oh.
Oopsie daisy.
Santa Claus still at the bottom. Now let's talk. I do think we can talk big board for Luca, unless you have points you still want to make about it.
No, we were only an hour and 15 minutes in when you said, let's do the big board.
Well, it was a short movie.
I mean, okay.
I'm fine. We want to keep chatting.
No, I mean, just like you didn't even give me a chance to like bring the conversation back up. Maybe I do have more points. I don't know, but we never got back there. It was just like, okay, let the out.
All right. Well, do you have any additional thoughts on Luca?
Yeah, I do. I think that I don't think I was harsh on the movie. Like, I do think that I give it whatever score I want to give it. Like, everything good over there?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with the movie per se. Like, it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it. I didn't have any problem with it. I think that my score stands, but like, again, I don't think that my score is super important here to this movie. Like, I don't want to stop anybody from loving this movie unabashedly, right? Like, a lot of people have been like, this is my favorite Pixar movie. And like, if that's the way you feel about this, like, and we got listener reviews on Facebook and in Discord that were like, this is the best movie Pixar's ever made for XYZ reasons, or this is the best movie Pixar's ever made flat out for no reason. Like, I don't want to take that away from anybody, right? Like, this is an important, good movie. And I just wanted to put that out there that like, I think this is a valuable movie. I don't think it checks all the boxes in storytelling. And a lot of people will tell you that that's not super important and that, it can just be like whatever they want to call a character study, even though like character study is still a story. But I just don't think they did a great job telling a story here, but that's okay. Like, that's totally fine. There's a lot of great lines in this movie for like inclusion and acceptance. There's a lot of great points made for inclusion and acceptance, and that's very powerful. That's very important.
And I think as a piece of kids media, I really, really like it. I like there's nothing here. I watch a lot of stuff for kids where I'm thinking about in the context of like, do I want my kids watching this? Do I want obviously I don't want to say what like other people's kids watch, but like, what do I think of in general, the children of my life consuming this kind of media and the impact it's going to have? Or if I tell other parents that I let my kids watch this, what's the conversation going to be like?
Are they going to be like, wow. Which I think there's a lot of people, a lot of parents that suck and would be like, wow, you're letting your kids watch Luca?
I cannot imagine parents not. My understanding is that if you're like a redneck who hates gay people, you don't understand Luca at all.
Yeah, but it'll get around enough that people will tell them that Luca's a gay fish movie.
Right.
And they'll automatically start to hate it because it's a gay fish movie.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's just boys being dudes. That's the
Just
review I
guys
keep
being
hearing.
bros.
Just guys being bros. Sure, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, totally. No,
Guys being bros.
And the fact that you can miss it, I think, is important as well, because like this is not a movie about romance in any way.
No, I think more than anything, and this is, I think, a valid critique I've heard from the LGBTQ community, and I don't speak for them, and I don't, if this is a movie that everybody hates, then like, sorry.
It's not.
I know it's not, but like the valid critique I've heard is like, this movie is I think will be used by queer youth to explain to their parents, like sort of as a coming out. And like the complaint is like, not everything has to be about coming out. And why couldn't you just explicitly make it about what it's obviously about, you know?
Like why can't there be a gay relationship in the movie, or like
Right.
because I think it's equally as important to have movies that are not about relationships.
Yeah.
About romantic relationships in any way.
Yeah.
Like that Luca's not in love with Julia. He just wants to go to school and have a friend.
Right. It's guys being dudes.
Well, like I think that it is important that Luca is not explicitly a homosexual. Right? Like
Correct. I think the story is not, it is this.
The story
Gay
is queer
boy.
even if the characters aren't.
Right. It's not about this gay boy who has to hide that. It
Right.
is the fact it is this boy who has to hide a major facet of himself.
Right.
From people who he's meeting and genuinely cares about, and who genuinely care about him, but might not if they knew who he was.
It is a story about coming out that is disguised as a story that's not about coming out.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a like you blink and you miss it thing. Like I do think there is a level of inherent
Shape of Water vibes.
I haven't seen The Shape of Water.
Yeah, me neither. But I know that that's about a fish.
But there's a level of you have to understand to get it.
Yes.
And I think that's important because
I can very easily imagine a young child coming to their parent and saying, "I feel like Luca.
yeah,
I feel like I can't express who I am or show you
Sure.
who I am."
sure.
For fear. There's really sad Luca music playing in my ears right now because you were like, "Oh, the music from Luca's fantastic," so I played it, and I had this just like emotional scene going on in my ears. I get like emotional talking about this. But yeah, I think like I feel like the way Luca feels. I feel like I can't open up about who I am. I can't
Right.
show you who I really am. I can't wear the skin I feel comfortable in. Because for fear of
Sure.
whatever.
Well, and equally important to that is, well, maybe not equally important, differently important to that is the fact that your son and your daughter are going to grow up in a world where this movie has already been made, right? Where
Right.
like they're not having to watch this conversation be made. The conversation's already there. And they're going to grow up with a lot of movies that are subtly queer, the way a lot of movies we grew up with were subtly and not so subtly not queer.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just it's gonna add ease to the conversation because it's going to almost subliminally normalize that kind of thing.
I still think we're not quite there with depictions in media.
No, I don't think we
that's
are
gonna
either.
be-
But like
yeah.
getting there, I don't want to say getting there takes time, but like it does take time for movies to get made. And it takes like you're gonna have to look at a point in the future where these movies have been made, and then we can have that conversation. It's like I'm looking ahead to a future where we have 8 to 9 to 10 to 15 more years of movies like this, and your daughter is, 16 years old, and it's like, wow, I watched a lot of queer movies growing up, and I did not realize it.
My question is, what's one? This has happened a few times. What's a movie that was like considered progressive when it came out, but now is like, that's eerily dated? Glee, the TV show. Is
Yeah,
this
I mean,
for me.
Anything that's loud about it is eventually going to be dated, hopefully.
Yeah.
Right? Even if just like you're looking at it like, wow, that was an issue? Like,
Yeah.
that was an issue? That was a thing we had to fight for?
Yeah.
In
Of course, that comes from a point of privilege. We forget this stuff immediately, but
What do you mean?
Like, I think as people in the sort of the ally space, I think it's very easy for us. Like, we didn't experience any sort of the trauma of things that needed to be fought for, so to speak. So, like, when the battle is won, we're just like, great, moving on.
But no, what I'm saying is I think any, like, outwardly progressive movie made any period is eventually going to be dated.
Dated, yeah.
Like, I don't think we're going to get more conservative as we go on as a society.
Correct.
Like, I don't see it swinging back the other direction. Have we gotten as far as we need to?
Baby.
Yeah. Have we gotten as far as we need to? Absolutely not. But, like, I don't see it swinging back the other direction to, like, where gays have to go back into hiding.
Right.
If we do, if that happens, something has gone seriously wrong, and I don't want to be here anymore.
Is it, without aliens coming to Earth or people walking out from the ocean, you remember in, like, the 1600s when we just colonized America? You can't just do that anymore, right? You
No,
can't
a
just,
lot
like,
of stuff's
march into
been
a
done
country.
for the last time.
Right. Like, you can't just march into a country and be like, I live here now.
Yeah.
I own this.
No. Wars don't even work the same anymore, right? Like, you can't conquer anything now.
Right. Yeah. No.
We've got the countries that we're going to have.
Right.
Some of them may go away, but not a whole lot of them are going to, like, you know, France isn't suddenly going to be like, you know what? I'd like to have me some of that Germany. You know, I don't think Italy's going to suddenly march on Switzerland and be like,
Italy's not marching on anybody. They can't keep
this is Italy
leadership
now.
and power at all.
Yeah. But, like, yeah, I think that they're still, like, it feels impossible for a nation to fail at this point, right? Like, they would just be bailed out.
Right.
Like the New York Yankees aren't going to just go out of business. That doesn't happen anymore.
Oh, baby.
He wants to say hi to Uncle Ethan.
Finn wants to say hi to Hunkley.
Yo, what a cute guy. I can't see him yet, but he's adorable. He's so cute. Hello. Hi, Finn. Y'all, if you haven't seen Tyler's baby yet, he's the cutest thing.
Say hi, Finn.
He's at least one of the two cutest babies that Tyler has.
He's gonna fall.
He's so precious. He's a little guy. He's just a little tiny baby guy. Although he is getting big rapidly. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Stop letting him get big.
He's getting too big too fast.
Stop letting him get big.
You should see the other one. She's like a person.
Yeah, I was there not that long ago.
Yeah. She's big.
Yeah,
She's asleep though.
She's large. She's a unit.
Yeah. She's like 6'2". Like,
She's not like 6'2". She's like 2'6". Maybe.
all right. Are you ready for the big board? Do you have more points to make on Luca? I'm not trying to rush the episode. I just feel like we're naturally coming to that
Yeah, no,
conclusion now.
I was just saying, like, I don't feel like, I don't know what we're talking about, why we're talking about it, but yeah, I think we've got all the things that we're going to have at this point, and maybe some of them will go away, but like everybody's like, oh, what if America falls? And it's like, it's not gonna, they'll just put a new one up. Like,
Right.
they'll sell
I
to the
do think
new
it's weird.
owner. Like,
I was thinking about it the other day, like, so we had Washington, D.C. as the capital because it was like right at the midpoint in the Civil War. What
Sure.
if we just like moved it to like St. Louis because that's kind of in the center?
right, yeah, and you could just do that, but it's like, it would still be America, right? Like,
Right, but like, why don't we do that? That's my question.
oh, because there's nothing out there, and it sucks. You'd have
We
to
could
move to
put
like
something-
San Francisco.
Something on the Potomac. It's like there's only something there because we built stuff there.
Right, but now all the stuff is there.
Right.
We built stuff here, and we built stuff on the West Coast. We failed to there's still most of America that we haven't properly colonized yet.
Yeah.
Now, we
think we'd probably
pushed
leave
a
it
bunch of
there.
people out of those places for no reason.
It's not like we're there.
So cows and corn can live there.
Yeah. So we got a score here on Bacon and Eggs. Just a reminder to recap the original scores. I gave it an 84. Ethan, you were a 75. Is that correct?
75, yeah.
75. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 90. Metacritic gave it a 71. And the Rotten Tomatoes audience gave it an 88. Our audience, however, the audience that matters, gives it
86.
86. Wow. Our audience outweighs both of us.
Yeah. I think I had one of the lower scores on this movie, honestly. This is like the weirdest, like, middleiest movie we've got of, like, all the scores seem to come between, like, 65 and, 90.
I thought, I was very interested.
There were
I was
very few tens, no 10s, no 20s, no 100s.
but no like hundreds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Luca
it
gets an
gives us
86 from the audience.
82.7, which is an 83 total.
It's pretty good for old Luca.
That puts it
Old mate Luca.
just below Stranger Than Fiction, which had an 82.8.
Stranger Than Fiction is way better than Luca.
I'm not disagreeing.
I do what?
I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah, I do love the new scoring system though, because it takes us being like, is Avengers Endgame better than Hunt for the Wilder People? I don't know.
Maybe.
Probably.
But that feels wrong, right? I'm supposed to like the art film.
I do genuinely like the art film. I also genuinely like Avengers Endgame.
Right.
But Hunt for the Wilder People is the best Hunt for the Wilder People. I don't think Avengers Endgame is the best Avengers movie.
That's true. It does put it at 17th overall, losing to Stranger Than Fiction, beating 1917 and Hearts Beat Loud and Moneyball.
I forgot we covered Hearts Beat Loud.
I love that movie. That's a comfort movie right there. Which is weird because it's very sad.
Is it? I don't remember being sad.
Closing the record shop, baby.
Yeah. Anyway,
that's all I've got.
That's all I've got too. Bacon and Eggs is a proud production of the WB&E Podcast Network, a podcast network that Tyler and I own and that needs your support. We need your support. So you go to patreon.com/baconandeggs to support us on Patreon and help out. And if you, actually, I guess it won't be June anymore by the time we finish this episode and put it up.
Oh, this is the key. Listener, you ever wanted to try a free trial of Bacon and Eggs Patreon? Guess what? We charge on the 1st of the month. Today's the 1st of the month. So like tomorrow,
sign up tomorrow. You know
like
what? If you sign up,
days.
if you sign up to today, June 1st or July 1st, as you're listening to this on Patreon, we will we'll count you for our June subscriber video thing.
Yeah, we have to record those, but we will.
We will. I've already started working on some of mine.
Oh, do they get to pick? I don't think they get to pick. Or we both have to do one for everyone.
Oh, I don't know. I've been just working on some stuff.
Oh,
mine are going to be better than yours.
Yeah, mine were going to be like, chugga, 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 chugga. Thank you for.
No, I figured I would go all out on a couple of them, and those people would feel really special.
I love that.
Just a couple random ones.
Good.
Anyway, so if you want a super
New
cool
and
video of
upgrading
me singing
patrons.
Kiwi by Harry Styles,
Do you at least change the words?
am I supposed to be changing the words?
It's supposed to be about the person.
Oh, is it? That was
Yeah.
not promised.
Oh. Wait, I guess it doesn't have to be. Kiwi by Harry Styles can be about you, newer upgrading
Yeah.
patron.
You upgrading patron. I hope it's not, though. Jesus Christ. That girl's a mess.
I don't know what that song's about.
Anyway, this has been an episode of Bacon and Eggs. We are a proud production of the WBA Podcast Network. For more great podcasts like this and That's What I'm Talking About by Mary Clay Watt, you go to WBNE.org and get all your podcasts, or they're on every podcatcher you ever want. And here's a promo for not for late to the party. That's the one I do. Here's a promo for That's What I'm Talking About, featuring comedian Mary Clay Watt.
Hello, my name is Mary Clay. If that's too complicated for you, just call me MC. And on That's What I'm Talking About, I'm experiencing the world of J.R.R. Tolkien for the very first time. Now that I've finished covering Lord of the Rings, I'm reading The Hobbit and realizing that it's a very different experience. It takes them 70 pages to just leave the Shire.
Longer.
In Fellowship of the Ring.
It takes them
forever.
I think it takes them 100 pages to get out of the Shire.
I was just fuming. I was like, you mean to tell me that they leave the Shire in the span of one sentence, but it takes them 100 pages in Fellowship of the Ring? That's What I'm Talking About. New episodes every Tuesday wherever you get podcasts.
She's so funny.
She's so funny. She's my favorite. Anyway, this is Bacon and Eggs. Our graphics are by Vaishon Brandon, and our music is by Andrew Scott Bell. The music for the main show that we do is by Andrew Scott Bell, and I have accidentally been miscrediting him in recent episodes as saying our music is by Sam C. Jones, and he very politely let me know that I messed up the descriptions.
Oh, in the description, I was like,
Yeah, in the description, it's like I think I accidentally copied a Marvel Monday description into the main episode, and then I've just been copying the last main episode to the last main episode and the last Monday-Lorian to the last Monday-Lorian or Marvel Monday. So, AndrewScottBellMusic.com for more great music, like the music you heard at the beginning of this podcast. I don't have anything else. Tyler, you got anything? Final thoughts? Final words? Final question, comment, death threat?
I don't.
Perfect. I have anything that leaves with Tyler Carlin. Until next time, arrivederci.
Arrivederci.